So what does it take to raise over 100 head of St. Croix sheep? What are the daily chores and how much work is it? I fill up 3 dog food containers and give them a dog biscuit on top of that, along with maybe a little bit of table scraps. I put it on the back porch. I call the dogs up and they come up and I'm, if I want to, I can pet them on the head and then they eat the food. And that's what I got to do every day. And that is all I do every day. There's nothing else to do with St. Croix sheep. Since they are hair sheep, there's no shearing. I never have to shear them. Boy, what a nightmare that would be. Gosh. And since they're 100% parasite resistant, I never have to do some stupid fecal egg count test. I can't even imagine doing something like that. That's crazy. Nor do I have to do some sort of FAMACHA test where I look into their eyes to see whether or not they're anemic from worms, because they're 100% parasite resistant. It also means I don't have to drench the sheep or stuff all these chemicals, these dewormers down their mouth so they'll live. I've never drenched my sheep and I never will. And I don't have to spend my time going down to the co-op and buying all these chemical dewormers and spending an arm and a leg down there just to keep my sheep alive with all these chemicals they depend on to live. Since they're 100% parasite resistant, I don't have to do anything about worms. I don't have to spend my time worrying about that. And that's easy enough, but with St. Croix it gets even easier. I never have to trim their hooves. I hate to say that I have nothing to do all day, but I don't, because I don't have to do all this stuff like most people with their sheep have to do. And if you thought the fecal egg count thing was awful, there's something even worse you have to do with sheep, or a lot of these sheep breeds. They don't tell you about it, but St. Croix sheep are very easy to deliver their own young. I've never helped my sheep deliver their own young, and I've had this problem with goats and other animals. But St. Croix sheep, they deliver their own young very well. Now, these other breeds, they'll have trouble delivering, and you might have to help them deliver their own young, especially if you take a much larger ram like a Texel, and you try and breed that with a smaller Katahdin. You're going to be up all night pulling these lambs out of your ewes. Now, I've got some pictures here, so turn your head if you don't want to get grossed out, but here they are. Pulling a lamb out of a ewe is not for the faint of heart. It's not something most people would ever choose to do, but you get into sheep and you get these problems, you're going to have to do something. Okay, you can look at the screen again. The bad stuff's over now. But remember, with these other sheep breeds, you may have to provide assistance in lambing, or else you're going to lose the ewe and the lamb both. And that won't be a problem with St. Croix. That's another big advantage. The other thing is that my St. Croix sheep, they need no vaccinations. So I'm not sitting out there in the field trying to inject them with some sort of drug or something all day. So that's one less thing I got to do. And the other thing I won't be doing today is I won't be out trying to give my St. Croix sheep any type of medications. I don't have to spend time doing that. I don't have to purchase that, because years ago, whenever a sheep got sick, I just culled it. And I got rid of all those sick genetics out of my flock, and they're all healthy, and they don't need all this. Plus, I practice biosecurity, and I keep a lot of diseases out of my flock that way too. So what will I be doing today? I'm probably just sitting on my front porch, a cup of coffee, watching the sheep. I've already got my chores done for the day. I fed the dogs. Looks like I'm pretty well done for the day. And the funny part is, I got here by not doing anything. I was an IT manager, programmer, developer, web developer for about 30 years, and I recently retired. And while I was doing all that work in IT, I never had time to take care of the sheep. I just put them out there in the pasture, and I started having problems. Well, I just took my losses. But now I've got a flock that just seems to take care of itself because I never did anything in the first place. So I'd like to encourage you people that are looking at all these sheep videos about all the things you've got to do and how hard it is, to consider not doing anything. You know, God has a plan, and He has a natural way of doing things, and man tries to improve on that plan. In the long run, he just messes it up. And so by not doing anything, I actually came out way ahead with these sheep. And I started realizing that by watching other people's videos about all the work they had to do. And I wasn't doing anything. So now I'm growing out my flock. I usually run about 20 to 40 head, but I'm going to take it on up to 100. And the reason I'm doing that is so I can share these genetics with other people, and also encourage other people to grow these types of sheep, to grow St. Croix especially, because that's the easiest one to get started with. You might could take other breeds and neglect them and come out ahead. I'm not sure if that's true, but I know this worked for me. I would also like to encourage you to avoid all chemicals in dealing with your food, sheep, or even your garden. Just avoid all the chemicals and try and grow everything naturally. I lost both my parents to cancer, and it was a horrible, horrible way they died, and no one should ever have to go through that. And cancer rates are skyrocketing, and I believe it's because of the way that we raise our food, and of course the water as well is another topic. But I'd like to encourage you to grow your own food, to take control of your food supply as much as you can, and that's really what I hope to do with this. I'm not trying to get rich with these videos. I don't even monetize them. I just want people to have a better life. Well, thanks for watching the video.